Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This I'm going to be reviewing from Marvel Legends, Hasbro, Avengers, Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet prop replica. So this was something that I thought was cool when I first saw it, like when I saw videos of it and things. I thought, oh, that's really neat. But it's not something that I plan to get just because I really don't collect prop replicas. I did end up picking up Captain America's shield from this line, and I did that because I was able to get it for a really good price. I think I got it for like half price, like around $50, something like that. So I got it for a really good price, and that just seemed like fun. But this one, I didn't expect to get this because I don't even have the Captain America shield on display. This one, I am a huge villains fan. I'm super stoked for Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. If there was a prop replica to get for me personally, the Infinity Gauntlet would be it. So, it is kind of prime prop for me, but I just don't really collect props in general. But then I went to Walmart one day looking just for actually Avengers Marvel Legends figures from Infinity War, and ended up seeing this. They had it on a shelf. First time I saw it in person, the box is really big, which is very cool, and it just kind of looked neat. So I looked at the price, and this should retail for $100. However, Walmart was selling it for $88. So the excitement of seeing it for the first time, and then the fact that it was reduced price, and it wasn't even like it was on a discount. Like it just said its retail price was $88, but this of course retails for $100. So just seeing it at that, I kind of hemmed and hawed in the store for a while, and I decided to pick it up and thought to myself, well, Walmart is great with returns. I'll at least just pick it up now so I don't regret it, and then when I get home, I'll kind of decide if I want this or if I want to return it. Got it home, opened it up, and really fell in love with it right away, and so I was like, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to keep this. So I'm very happy to get this, that's my experience picking it up and why I chose to buy it. Let's go over the actual glove itself. And here we have the gauntlet itself out of package. Really, there's no assembly required or anything once you take it out of the box. And this thing is really stunning. I was very much unsure whether I was going to keep this or not, as I mentioned. And when I got it out of package and I really looked over the detail and the stones and everything, I was quite sold. I actually really do like the sculpt of this. So before I show you how it works or that stuff, let's get into the sculpting and the details of the actual gauntlet itself. So overall, it has this kind of like gold copperish type of look to it, which I do think looks nice. It does have weathering, which I do like. Zoom in here. Before I talk about the stones, just talk about the general weathering and sculpting of the glove itself. As you can see, lots of little marks throughout it. It has a nice kind of weathered look. And then as far as just the detail is concerned, I'm really quite a big fan of the detail that's been put on this. You have some excellent markings here in the center. I do love the design that surrounds the Mind Stone. I think that looks excellent. Have little bolts and things here and there, and on the fingers. And then on the bottom edge, you do have like a nice little design that outlines the whole bottom, as you can see. This little design here. On the side, you have some nice detail as well. And on the inside, it looks great too. You do have the joints for the fingers, but that's not really a big issue or anything like that. And then the detail, there's less detail, because it's less ornate at the inside, so there's more blank space. However, they've still managed to paint it really nicely. It's got a great shine to it. I mean, it really looks realistic in the tone that they were going for, with that kind of goldish copper, but has a worn, used feeling to it, which is interesting. The kind of chain metal effect on the thumb looks really good as well. So I do like that. Glad that they sculpted it on this joint as well too. So as you can see, there's a little preview for the sound effects. Now, while we have the gems kind of lit up, we can talk about the gems. So, of course, you get all 6 gems on this thing. It's fully, weaponized, which is very nice. And as you can see, the gems that you get is the soul gem, obviously on the pinky there towards the left, which we don't know where it's from at the moment. Then you have the ether, which is the reality gem. Do you like how they kind of flicker there? Then you have the space stone, which is the tesseract, the power stone, which is the orb, the time stone, which is the eye of Agamotto, and then you have the mind stone in the center, which is Vision's forehead. Now, this is a life-size gauntlet from the movie, not just yourself, it's life-size to Thanos, so you can really see like the size of this Mind Stone is way too big, because obviously in Vision's forehead, that's not the size of the stone, so I'll be very interested to see what the explanation is with that, because it's a huge difference. It's not even like something small that's different, and it's really weird considering the Soul Stone is the one that we don't have or know about yet, so why wouldn't they put the Soul Stone in the center and then put like the Mind Stone up here? Because the Mind Stone this size would be okay, like it still seems a little big actually, but it would be more reasonable and nobody would really like question it too hard, but the Mind Stone just being so massive is unrealistic, because that's not how it is in the movie, which is very odd. Just if you want to display this without like using it, if you're really just buying this for a display piece, let me show you an example of how you can display it. It's the way that I display it. So here's an example of how you can display it, you know, when you're not like using it. Yeah, it props up very nicely, as you've seen, so it works quite nicely in a display if you got the room for it. It looks really good. Like at the moment, as you can see, I'm displaying it with the Hot Toys Thanos, and yeah, it looks really neat. I do like the fact that it's of course bigger than Thanos. Just so you can see here, I've got Thanos with some of the Infinity Gems on his base as well. So I do like this little setup. I think it's very cool right now, and yeah, I think that overall it fits well together. And this you know, is not only a really fun just prop replica, but it actually works for display extremely nicely as well, which is great. Alright, so let's get into how this thing works. So it's very big, it's clunky, so this might be a little difficult, but you can look inside. You do have a little pole there, which just kind of you rest your hand on, and then you have, as you can see, all those little knobs are just like little rings that you stick your fingers into, and then you can move your fingers, or you're not moving your fingers, you're really just pulling down the knobs, and that's how you activate the glove. As you can see, just have my arm inside. Piece. You could do other stuff, and it's just it's a fun mechanism. I like the way that it works, because obviously you really can't stick your fingers in each of these. Considering this glove is life-size to Thanos and not a human, therefore obviously the fingers just wouldn't fit. So I do like the fact that they still allowed you to be able to articulate it and while you were wearing the glove, but without actually having your fingers in there, because they could have just done it where they had the fingers posable and then you couldn't move them, like you could just move them with your fingers and then just for poses, but instead they did make it so that you can move it physically while you have your hands inside, which is very cool. I definitely like that quite a bit, just to give you a better look at the stones. They light up really nice. You can lock it into a fist, so here I'm not using any energy to keep it as the fist. When you have this little section down, you can lock it to any combination that you like, or you can have any of the fingers down, which is very cool. But yeah, as you can see, the light is just tremendous on these stones. Really looking great. I'm a big fan of how they did this, because it's so bright, and it really just, you know, lights up the display, which is very cool. And in person, I mean, it's coming across where this one's kind of bluish, but in person it's completely purple. So the colors themselves are excellent. It's not like it's not the way that it somewhat appears here. The coloring is perfect and accurate to the movie. So you can just unlock it. There you go. That's how you unlock it, and yeah. Overall, this thing is incredibly fun. Obviously, you get the sound effects with each moving, as it's like a big metal piece, and then you do have the pulsating sound for the gems themselves. And it does say that it is accurate sounds, like it's movie accurate sounds, so I think that it's safe to say that that is the sound that the gauntlet and the gems will make in the film, so that's very cool. I do like that kind of pulsating sound. It's very neat. So as a whole, I love this thing, not gonna lie. I did not expect to love it. You know, I was very hesitant on whether I was gonna get it, and whether I kept it really was gonna depend on whether it was good, and it turned out to be great for me personally, at least, because I love it, like I've said. I think it's absolutely spectacular. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it looks fantastic in the display. I have a lot of fun just playing with it, and it's super cool. I'm super stoked for Thanos and the Gauntlet and the stones in the film, and therefore getting this is just kind of perfect for me at the moment. And yeah, I'm super happy I got it. It's something that I definitely was worried about purchasing, and that for a long time I didn't have any thought that I would be purchasing it. But once I saw it in person and actually purchased it, I couldn't be any happier because I'm really enjoying this thing. So I would highly recommend this to any fan of Thanos or the Infinity Gauntlet in general. I definitely think it's worth it. It's fun, and it looks great. And if you can get it for a discount, I would totally recommend it. So I try to get this thing at Walmart because they retail it for $88. Also, I know Hasbro does a lot of coupons on their website, so this one's not in stock at the moment. It's on there, it's sold out. So when this comes back in stock, I'd recommend trying to get it from there to get it for a discount as well. So yeah, it's just these props are pretty easy to get on a discount. So therefore, I wouldn't recommend paying full price just because you can get it on a discount. But I really enjoy this, and I do think that it's worth the money. Like it doesn't seem like something that is overpriced in my opinion, because the detail on it is really great. It's very large. It has lights. It has sounds. It has mechanisms that move. It locks into place. Like it does quite a bit for your money. It's not like some of the other ones where they're a little basic. So overall, I'm really enjoying this thing. Would highly recommend it. And yeah, I really love it as a piece in my collection. So let me know what you guys think of the from Hasbro Marvel Legends prop replica series, the Infinity Gauntlet from Infinity War. And thanks so much for watching.